Hello everyone, how's it going? So NFTs, non-fungible tokens, these are the bane of existence when it comes to gaming, the artistic world. I mean, there is some viable options when it comes to NFTs. It does give artists a way to sell their art digitally and make a profit, but it's been more or less been used as a way to basically steal from artists. Like my friend Maggie, she's had several of her pieces stolen and put it on the blockchain and sold. Same thing for another artist I follow. She does, like a lot of artists I follow have had more negative experiences with NFTs than positives. And when it comes to the gaming industry, it's even just as bad because there have been companies like Ubisoft, and as we see Dr. Disrespect with Ubisoft, it was Ubisoft Quartz, where they tried to push this, NFT project with Ghost Recon Breakpoint, as we can see here. And yeah, since then they haven't done anything with this since last year on March. So it hasn't really been anything really viable to come from this, and it's just been used as a way to overly monetize the customers, as it's been as the gaming industry has been doing since mobile games rise with microtransactions, loot boxes, and other monetizations, battle passes, and locking cosmetics behind $20 per purchases. Sometimes in Call of Duty's case, $40 and $60. I don't think there's a $60 one, but I do know for a fact there's a $40 one when with Vanguard, that Hellraiser one. Either way, whenever people ask what viable option NFTs could possibly have in gaming, no one's really provided an actual reason. The biggest one has been the idea of trading NFTs between customers, but we already have that type of system. If you've ever played any game ever, like say for example World of Warcraft, you can literally just pick a player, trade an item to them, and there you go. It's just another way for them to make money because they see it as a way where if you trade an item, they can take a fee from that transaction, and that's really the big eye opener. It's like, oh, we can monetize this, an already over monetized system. But either way, Dr. Disrespect has also been pushing for NFTs, brain dead headline followers. So Dr. Disrespect is a huge streamer. He was banned on Twitch. Never came to light why he was banned on Twitch. But the theory and rumors is that he tried to use Mixer, which was Microsoft's streaming service, as a crux in order to create a deal with Twitch, and it didn't pan out. They banned him. But again, that's just a theory. No one really knows why. He kind of washed his hands and rose up on YouTube. And he's developing a game called Dead Drop, which looks kind of poor. In fact, we'll look it up. Dead Drop gameplay. This is kind of what, not Dead Drop. Let's see. Where's the gameplay? I just can't find like. Here it is. This is probably the best example of it from Z-Laner. So this is kind of what the game looks like. It looks like a very it just looks like a Call of Duty mobile game if you're being generous. Like look at this. Again, this is just alpha gameplay of the title, but yeah, he's been pushing for this game, but yeah, streamer guy Dr. Disrespect, Guy Beam has shared his desire to see NFT in gaming on social media, lashing out at those who oppose the blockchain based games. The often inflammatory streamer shared his thoughts on Twitter this Sunday in an attempt to raise excitement for the concept of NFT items in video games. He highlighted the fact that in extraction-based shooters, the stakes could increase by players uncovering items worth large amounts of money. Now, this is the tweet we're talking about. Imagine trying to extract with a team you've discovered worth $100,000 on the chain. Think about the entertainment value as a viewer, let alone the player. A new P versus P experience upon us. Now, I do agree with this. The entertainment value be through the roof, but we already have that with video games. Like the Division has that type of system, and so does again World of Warcraft. Games with looter examples, because there's always a chance you will not get that item. I know Asmongold has had situations in his streams where he sees a rare item, and it definitely creates excitement for the viewer. Will he get the item? Will someone else get the item? Especially it's a legendary mount. But I do agree that the entertainment value is there, but it's just not going to work within video games in the sense that Here's the thing: one of the biggest draws that I've people have been stating for NFTs, like crypto bros and all that, is the idea that you can transfer items between games, which is not possible if you know anything about gaming. Even if two games run on two separate engines, that's just a no go. It's never gonna work. Not to mention like if it's compatible with the game. Even if two games run on Unreal Engine, it doesn't mean that they're compatible with each other. They can be incompatible. Not to mention they would have to share their code among other companies. If you think a company like Bethesda, which is owned by ZeniMax, which is owned by Microsoft, is going to share their code with Sony or Nintendo and vice versa. They're not going to do that. They're going to be like, this is private property. This is something we have to keep secret for obvious reasons. So I don't get it. Like they would ever do something like that. The concept of digital collectibles in an online game is so exciting to me, especially in an extraction type game. Yeah, because it makes money. People say Scam and UGG are just brain dead headline followers. Some people that spend a ton on skins for an annual release game, same skins everyone has to. I do agree with that. Like the idea of every year, like for example, sports games like Madden, FIFA, heck, even Call of Duty with Warzone. I believe all your skins are worthless. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure. I don't play Warzone, but I do know like anything you purchase from Call of Duty Vanguard is not going to be compatible when you play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's just a fact, unfortunately. But it's just a way to make money, and at the same time it doesn't add any type of entertainment value to the game as a whole. Like for someone who plays single player games like me, what's the point of NFTs in games? It really doesn't add anything. Why not make it a cosmetic option and a rare cosmetic option? Like you can remove the NFT argument entirely from this with 100k and just say it's an item that has a point, has a 0.1% chance of drop, and that will have the same level of excitement again, like what happens in MMOs like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14. So your entire argument is falling apart because it's just a way to make money. But that's straight from the horse's mouth. Imagine trying to extract an item. We read about that. The upcoming extraction shooter would utilize NFT skins and other items. That's his Dead Drop game that we see here. You know, the one that looks like this. I mean, it could get better. You never know. But, you know, judging by this, it kind of looks like alien colonial marines. And that's being very generous at this point. But the upcoming NFTs, there's also a Founders Pass NFTs, which promises to give players a unique call sign if purchased. A snapshot revealed that the game due is to take place later this month. The concept of digital collectibles, we'll skip through that. The use of non-fungible tokens in mainstream gaming has been met with both major backlash and a lack of uptake from players. Yeah, because it really doesn't have any type of viable option in games that actually improves the experience. Ubisoft attempted to utilize the blockchain technology to Quartz, an NFT-tied item system that launched with unique serial-coded items for the belligerent, I can't say that word, I'm an idiot, shooter Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which we can see here, which they never really did. The reason they did this was Ghost Recon Breakpoint as opposed to major titles like Rainbow Six Siege is because they wanted to see how it would work. This was during the time when they stopped support or were closing down support in order to just put a skeleton crew on Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And if you remember when Ghost Recon Breakpoint launched, it was extremely bad. Like a lot of people were not pleased with the game because it was basically not Ghost Recon. It was a low effort version of the Division, which people were like saying that if I wanted to play the Division, I would play the Division. And Ubisoft has definitely gone down this track where they just make all their games the same thing. They definitely need to break out of that. We do get really cool games from them like Mario and Rabbids. I haven't purchased the game, but I played one level from my friend. She really loves the game, and I was like, this is actually really good. They should take more risk with that. They also had games like Child of Light where they should, I think, exercise more effort into titles like that. But either way, it never took off because, you know, if it did, they would have put that into Rainbow Six Siege in a heartbeat, or even Assassin's Creed, but they're not doing that. The digital collection drew plenty of red ire online and failed to sell, leading to the company later describing Quartz as simply research and testing ground. Yeah, it was, and it just flopped. Ubisoft did confirm that the upcoming Battle Royale game codenamed Project Q won't feature NFTs following widespread criticism, but the title has since been canceled. They canceled a lot of projects. Critics of NFT cite the scam-riddled nature of technology marketplaces, the instability of cryptocurrency prices, which I did a reaction, whether that's in or out, for CoffeeZilla's latest video on Celsius. So yeah, crypto is crashing. And they have the environmental footprint of the blockchain systems. Yeah, I've been seeing more and more crypto bros selling their video cards because the cryptocurrency industry is crashing, and those who still invest into it, they still need like server farms in order to make even a fraction of their money back for buying all those video cards. Many also question whether the technology is necessary to implement many of the features its proponents highlights. Yeah, exactly. Like different engines, different games can't utilize certain assets. Again, you can't put an gun skin from Destiny into Call of Duty. You can't. They're radically. They may be both shooters, but they are radically differently coded in so many ways. Not to mention, one is owned by Sony, one is owned by Activision Blizzard, which at the moment right now is being acquired by Microsoft. Whether the EU allows that or not is up in the air at the moment, but two different companies are not going to share their, copyrighted code with one another. It's just not going to happen. Not to mention, like, if you have a skin that's 100K, like, you're going to basically be targeted by bots, like, nonstop. Right now, games like Lost Ark, World of Warcraft, they have massive bot farms where they literally just spend hundreds of hours just obtaining digital assets in order to sell back to the community. It's a huge issue. And if you have an NFT game that has things that are worth 100K, you can guarantee cheaters, bot farms, all of them are going to hop onto that train right away. No doubt in my mind. It's going to be like oversaturated with cheaters. Right now, I know Escape from Tarkov has a lot of cheaters, and there was a video of someone analyzing it about the whole tilting thing where people would tilt left and right to analyze if someone's a cheater. And you can guarantee, like, it's also an issue in Call of Duty, Warzone, and any Battle Royale game because it's always the mentality of whether that person is playing fair. If they kill you, there's always going to be a notion of whether the person cheated or not. In fact, I had that issue in Call of Duty where someone shot me through the window. I deleted, I think, that video, or maybe I just don't want to go look for it, but I'm pretty sure I still have it up. But either way, it's going to be oversaturated with cheaters if it's going to be big money uptake off these NFTs. I mean, the market has crashed ever since, the cryptocurrency crashed because they were linked hand in hand. But it's never going to work out as the way he's stating this, because this definitely just sounds like someone who's trying to make money, not someone who's trying to do it for entertainment purposes. Let's delete this. Me and Doc on our way to extract. I guess that's Tim the Tap Man. Okay, gold. You should crack out parallel TC digital collectibles in an online game. Oh yeah, this looks so much fun. Yeah, this literally just, dude. I've seen Hearthstone with more animation and value than this. I don't know what this is, but what's this? Cyber card game. Is this an NFT game? 3D assets, parallel. Simple stuff. And subscribers last week. Oh, God, tokens. Yeah, like literally Hearthstone is free. Gwent and all that stuff. There's still games. Agree. Arenas, why don't think about it? Of course. Oh, yeah, Binance. You remember Binance? The people who were kind of doing the whole thing with the FTX and all that? They're trustworthy. You should definitely go for them. Almost as wide open as my DMs. How about you, Binance? Let's work. Dude, like, here's Big Fry TV. NFTs are a scam, dog. This is coming from someone who bought your founder's pass for a dead drop, hoping you would stop there and use it as a ticket to the show and not the entire point of the show. Good luck, but I feel like this is a rocky path. You have no idea what you're talking about. This is inevitable and you are not stopping it. What do you mean this is inevitable? Like, who is this person? Web3. Okay, yeah, Web3 is the key. Yeah, Web3. Like, people want it, Web3. People want to be over monetized for the game. Like, no, people don't want this. Like, people are saying this is the future. It's not the future. Like I stated, like, engine compatibility, over monetization, scams, bots, all of this is going to be a major, major issue. There was that crypto game. There are so many of those crypto games. The Pokemon one. God, I'm running a blank right now on that. The one that basically people from the Philippines were playing in order to try and make ends meet, and it turns out they weren't able to even make a break even when it came to the time investment onto those games. So yeah, this thing is just not going to fall through. He called this guy an idiot. NFT blockchain game, and I thought you were better than this. Was looking forward to your game. Should have known better when you dropped exclusive NFT tokens for it. What an idiot. Yeah, yeah, he's an idiot because he actually just provided a legitimate and very milquetoast criticism towards you, and your immediate response was just, I mean, that's Doctor Disrespect's attitude. It's kind of who he is. He's a jackass. It's kind of the persona he has. No, nothing against that. He never breaks character, which is fair. But I mean, look, if he wants to go down this route, he can. But cheaters are going to be feasting for this shot. Yeah, Jake Lucky's right. That is something I'm very confused on. As video games and VR becomes more a part of our day to day, more connected to our reality of an extension of lives, what's the point with internal engines make it impossible for someone to hack and cheat? It's impossible because it can't be done. A lot of the people who make hacks and cheats are people who know like the actual hack and cheats, like the ones that are very unique and very hard. Like the way that anti-cheat works, this is how I learned about it when I took computer science back in college as a requirement, is that they need to have the code or an understanding of the code of how it works in order to create counter anti-cheat against it. Think of it like a virus. Like you need to have the pure version of it in order to create an effective vaccine against it, and that's kind of how anti-cheat works in a lot of ways. They need how that code works, and the most widespread cheats, like the see-through walls, the ones that you can literally just Google, download, and install into your computer, your console, are the easiest ones to combat because the people who create the anti-cheat can literally just Google it, find the code, find a way to extract it, and basically create something to counter it. And there are also people who are just idiots about it, like that one with Phrase Jarvis, where he literally just showed that he was aimbotting on stream. There are idiots like that who literally stream themselves aimbotting and stuff like that. Even professional people who play the game. I've seen, like, there was that player from the Call of Duty, the number 2 Call of Duty Vanguard player who's seen literally wall hacking. And it's the people who make the most unique cheats, like individualized cheats for a client that cost thousands of dollars, that are the ones that are profiting the most from this. They make unique cheats that only an individual that ordered it can get it, and because of that, it's very hard to counter that type of cheat because it's unique and it comes from people who know what they're doing. They're coding experts, they're computer science experts. They know what they're doing, so they know how to, usurp from that type, because guess what? You get a happy client, they're going to get more people to invest into this. Either way, yeah, I don't believe NFTs are the future for gaming because it's just going to be a haven for bots and cheaters. It's going to be another way for corporations to monetize. When it comes to coding, it just isn't compatible. You see, all the when you start to actually list and look at everything that comes down to this, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything viable. Not to mention its game looks average. That's not an insult. It's just the way it looks. I'm sure it'll get better over time. Maybe it'll be an incredible hit and a huge. It could be the next indie hit. You never know. But for now, I just don't think this is ever going to be viable. It just doesn't seem like something that will actually be fun. It'll literally just be work. I think Josh Strive Hayes actually put it best. The second you're doing something for money, like purely for money, yeah, I stream and I make content for money as well, but I have fun doing it. The second it's purely for financial gains, it's not fun anymore. It's work. And why the hell do you game if it's just going to be another job that you have to take part in? The second it becomes a job, it's not fun, it's not entertaining, it's just something you're obligated to do in order to just survive. Either way, tell me what you think about it. I just don't think this is going to be anything close to what gamers want. Maybe I'm out of touch. I mean, if it ever comes to this, I think I'll stick to my classics. Like, I'll just replay Halo, Final Fantasy, the old Final Fantasies. They kind of kicked out the NFT bro, who is the former CEO of Square Enix. And, yeah, Tell me what you think. If you want a video for me to react to, leave them in the comments below. Leave your opinions. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. This is AM Harbinger signing out. Have a good one.